longer than you've seen me, 26 years. He's been here delighting us with beautiful gold pieces, and the today's special, if you're just joining us, is available in 16, 18, 20, 24, and 30-inch chains for astounding prices from $89 to $149. Great prices, but we also want you to take advantage of all of his beautiful jewelry. So we have two-tone footprint cross jewelry. We love all of your faith-inspired pieces. This is not just a gorgeous scrollwork cross with genuine gold and rhodium accents. Can you see there? It actually has footprints, just like that incredible, inspiring poem about footprints and Jesus carrying you. I'll get choked up if I talk about it for too long. But we also have the pendant available as well, and the pendant does come with a chain, 18-inch chain that has beautiful beautiful spring clasp as well. Those are on flex pay. The pendant $31.49, the earrings $26.24. And if you're unfamiliar with flex pay, that just means interest-free payments on any major credit card.
An amazing piece.
Oh my goodness, it's
you know
so
what?
beautiful.
This is a perfect example of when you make something. I learned a long time ago that if you make it the best it can possibly be made, it will outlast me many years in the future. And this is one of those pieces. When we made the cross pendant, everyone said, why not make earrings? So we created one in a smaller size for an earring. But when you see the detail, and I welcome the cameraman to get as close as you possibly can here, because this is also two-tone. There's white rhodium on the exterior of the piece. But look at the design. Look at the detail. You could never make this by hand. When I originally started, I would make a lot of the models. Then I hired someone, a man by the name of Filippo Scanduro, who was truly, he used to work for the Italian Mint.
Oh my goodness.
That's how miniature sculptures he could make.
Wow.
So even he was very, very talented and did things that no one else could do. The computer, I'm only limited to my imagination and what I know technically will work. But you see the filigree here, you see the little footprints. And the footprints in the sand is a beautiful, it's actually a story of a woman who had a dream one night, and she saw herself walking on the beach, and she saw the footprints, and she could see different points of her life. When she had the most difficult, she saw only one set of footprints, and she said to God, why in the most difficult times of my life did you abandon me? And God responded saying, no, it was then that I carried you. And this woman, in 40 years, she didn't have copyright protection. The Copyright Office issued her a copyright 40 years after the fact.
Wow,
which is unheard of.
I love that. That's really special. Well, this is a special gift for someone. We only have about 3 dozen left of the necklace to go around with the pendant. Remember, that comes with the chain. But if you noticed, Angela was layering that with our today's special, and you can because it is also genuine gold, and how beautiful those look together. We just wanted you to be sure to get those before those are all gone. Those will not make another airing because we're so limited in those. And FlexPay, of course, is available. Now, it is May, and that means it's gold month, so you can save up to 25% off and for flex on all gold jewelry. Just search gold jewelry at hsn.com. We're so glad that Michael Anthony really anchors our gold jewelry, and for a while, we really didn't have gold.